If you've ever thought about, picking up an electric guitar or learning to lay down a beat on the drums or maybe finally getting the hang of piano, you are living at the exact right moment.
Mm.
Learning music has been completely transformed. And today we're going to get into how that revolution puts a music teacher right in your hands.
It's a huge power shift, really. I mean, think back just 20 years.
Hmm.
If you wanted to learn an instrument, you were totally locked into your geography.
When I'd find a local teacher, drive there.
Yeah, commute to a physical location, wait around in a lobby, your parents had to do all the driving. That whole setup is, it's basically ancient history now.
And the one thing that really changed it all was high-speed internet.
Exactly. The ability to send and receive these massive video files instantly. And, more importantly, to have real-time, high-def video calls without any lag. That made the physical classroom almost irrelevant.
Right, so just opened it up to everyone.
It did. Music education used to be expensive and really dependent on where you lived. Now, if you're in a big city or somewhere super remote, as long as you have a good connection, you have access. You can find specialized teachers and programs from all over the world.
So how did we get here? From like emailing sheet music to having an interactive lesson on your laptop?
Well, the evolution was fast. It started really simply. Early online lessons were just basic text tutorials.
Yeah.
Maybe some diagrams on a website.
Like reading an instruction manual.
Pretty much. You'd get a little chart showing a guitar chord.
Yeah.
That was it. Then the big leap forward was high-quality video, so you could actually see the technique. But the real game changer, the thing that truly transformed everything, was specialized software that could actively listen to your instrument and give you instant feedback.
Okay, let's unpack that. If someone is ready to jump in right now, they don't need a pro studio, but they do need the right setup to actually succeed. What's on that essential equipment checklist?
So you start with the absolute essentials. First, you have to have a functional instrument. A ukulele, a drum kit, a keyboard, whatever.
And it has to be in good shape, right? In tune.
Oh, for sure. Ready to go. Second, you need your hub, a reliable computer, a tablet, or even a good smartphone to run the software. And third, a stable internet connection. That's non-negotiable. If your video is freezing, you lose all the benefit.
Okay, that's the baseline. But what about the gear that takes it from just functional to, really great experience?
Audio quality is paramount. I would highly recommend getting a pair of high-quality, comfortable headphones.
And that's not just to block out noise.
No, not at all. It's about hearing the subtle musical details, the little bits of articulation in a note, or the texture of your tone, things you just miss on laptop speakers.
Right. And if you're in a live lesson, your teacher needs to be able to hear you clearly.
Precisely. And that's where an external microphone comes in. Your computer's built-in mic is made for speaking, not for capturing the rich sound of an instrument. A decent external mic makes sure the teacher hears your actual tone and rhythm so they can give you proper feedback.
Something I think people forget about is posture, especially when you're practicing for a while.
It's so important. For your health and your technique, you need two things here. First, a sturdy music stand. It should hold your tablet or sheet music right at eye level.
So you're not slouching.
Exactly. If you're looking down at your lap, your posture goes and you build bad habits for how you hold the instrument. And you also need a comfortable chair or a stool, something that lets you sit correctly with a straight back.
That sounds simple, but it makes a huge difference. What about for people using digital instruments, electric guitars or keyboards?
Right. If you're using a digital piano or a MIDI controller, you'll probably need specific cables. Or a small device called an audio interface. It connects your instrument directly to the computer.
And that gives you a cleaner sound.
A perfectly clean digital signal. And the last thing, which is totally non-technical, is a dedicated quiet space. Focus is your most important tool. You can't learn if you're constantly distracted.
Focus is everything. Okay, so let's shift to the benefits. Why are so many people choosing this path? What are the biggest advantages of learning from home?
I think it really comes down to flexibility and personalization. It's tailored for a student's actual life.
That flexibility is huge. When you're balancing school and sports and everything else, you can't always make it to a lesson every Thursday at 4.
Right. You can practice whenever you have a real gap, late at night, first thing in the morning, or just fit in 20 minutes right when you get home from school.
And the convenience, I mean.
Oh, the time saved is incredible. No driving, no traffic, no waiting around. You can just walk into the other room and your lesson is started. Plus, the variety is just staggering. A local teacher knows what they know. Online, you can find a world-class expert in, Brazilian jazz guitar from anywhere.
And I imagine for students who feel like they learn a bit slower, the pacing must be a massive benefit.
It is. With the pre-recorded video, you are in total control. You can pause it, you can rewind that tricky part 20 times if you need to. You can even slow the video down until you really get it. Traditional lessons move at the teacher's pace. Online lessons move at your pace.
We should also touch on the affordability. A lot of these online platforms are subscription-based, which can be a lot cheaper than weekly private lessons.
They often are, yeah. And those platforms come loaded with tools. You don't need to buy a separate metronome or a tuner. It's all built into the app. Plus, they usually have recording features, so you can actually track your own progress.
There's a mental benefit too, I think, reduced pressure. When you're a beginner, playing for a stranger in an unfamiliar room can be really stressful.
For sure, that anxiety is real. Learning in your own room, where you're comfortable, makes those early mistakes feel less scary, and that encourages you to stick with it.
Okay, so let's talk about the tech that actually makes this all work.
Right, the engine behind it.
The video tutorial is like the backbone of almost every program, and for good reason. Reading how to form a chord is one thing, but seeing it, that's a game changer.
Especially in high definition. Proper form is all about these tiny, subtle movements, the arch of your hand, the angle of your wrist. HD video lets you see all those critical details.
And the best ones use multiple camera angles, right? So you can see both hands at once.
Yeah, or a front and side view simultaneously. And the on-screen graphics are getting so good, you'll see scrolling sheet music that lights up the notes as they're played, or
Like those rhythm video games.
exactly, like those falling notes that show you exactly when to play. And of course, captions and subtitles make it all globally accessible.
What's really fascinating, though, is the interactive software, the stuff that listens back.
Correct. These apps are the real marvel. They use advanced algorithms through your device's microphone. They listen to the precise notes and the timing of what you play.
So it knows instantly if you played a wrong note.
Instantly. It knows if you played a C sharp instead of a C. And it gives you immediate visual feedback. Green for correct, red for wrong. That real-time correction is invaluable because it stops you from practicing your mistakes over and over.
It prevents bad habits from forming in the first place.
Yes, bad habits are so hard to unlearn. But if the software corrects you in the moment, you build the right muscle memory from day one. It also tracks your progress in detail. It knows how many hours you've practiced, what skills you've mastered. Some can even adjust the difficulty on the fly. It basically turns practice into a fun, interactive game.
So before a student can start leveling up, they have to pick the right platform. There are thousands out there. What's the strategy for choosing one?
First, decide what you need. Do you want a platform that specializes, say, just in classical piano? Or do you want a broader one that lets you try out different instruments? For beginners, a clear, organized curriculum is absolutely essential. You want to see a step-by-step path.
And you should definitely take advantage of free trials.
Always. Use the free trial. See if you like the interface. Check the video quality and make sure the teacher's style works for you. Also, read reviews from other students.
What about for younger learners?
Look for gamification. Earning points, badges, leveling up. Those features are designed to keep you motivated through the tough early stages. And always, always check the instructor's credentials. Make sure you're learning from real pros.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting and where a lot of students try to take a shortcut. Music theory. Why is theory so important when all I want to do is, learn a cool guitar solo?
You should think of theory as a superpower, not as homework. It's the language behind the music. If you only learn one song by memorizing it, you only know that one song. But if you understand the theory, the scales, the chords, you understand why the song works, and you can apply that knowledge to thousands of other songs.
It's the difference between memorizing a few phrases in a language versus actually learning the grammar.
Perfect analogy. Learning to read notation opens up the entire history of written music. And online modules are great for this because they break down complex ideas into these tiny, manageable steps with interactive quizzes.
And it helps if you want to play with other people, right?
Absolutely. Theory gives you a common language to talk to other musicians. Plus, a lot of digital tools have great ear training exercises, so you can learn to identify notes just by listening. Knowing the why is what unlocks your own creativity.
So we've covered the good stuff. Let's get real about the challenges. What are the big hurdles when you're learning alone at home?
I'd say the biggest one is the lack of a physical presence. There's no teacher there to physically, adjust your hand position or correct your wrist angle. You have to be really self-aware.
Which leads right into discipline. Without that scheduled weekly appointment, it's so easy to just not practice.
It is. It's so easy to say, I'll do it tomorrow. Discipline is tough when you're your own boss.
Yeah.
And then there are the tech issues. Slow Wi-Fi, a software glitch that can just kill a session. Also, information overload. It's a real trap. With so many free tutorials out there, it's easy to skip the fundamentals and get frustrated.
So what are the solutions? How do you practice effectively and build that discipline?
Consistency. That is the #1 key. It is so much better to practice for a focused 20 minutes every single day than for 3 hours once a week.
Yeah.
Your brain and your hands need that daily repetition.
And you have to set clear goals for each session.
Yes, don't just practice. Decide you're going to master one specific scale or one tricky section of a song. That focus builds momentum. And use the tools. Always have a metronome running. Consistent timing is the foundation of good music. If you don't practice with one, you're teaching yourself to be sloppy.
What about self-correction? How do you spot your own mistake?
This is the most powerful tool. Record yourself playing, and then immediately listen back. You will hear mistakes that you couldn't hear while you were focused on playing. And a golden rule, start slow. Painfully slow. Only increase the speed once you can play it perfectly at the slow tempo.
And if that discipline is still a problem, that's where live webcam lessons can kind of bridge the gap.
They're the perfect balance. You get the accountability of a scheduled lesson, but the convenience of being at home. And a live teacher can watch your posture and technique in a way that an app just can't. That mentorship is so important.
Let's look ahead. What's next? What does the cutting edge of music education look like?
It looks immersive. We're already seeing experiments with virtual reality. Imagine putting on a VR headset and being in a virtual classroom with a digital teacher standing right there.
Wow. And what about AI? How is that going to change things?
AI will create truly personalized lesson plans. It'll analyze your unique playing style, find your specific weaknesses, like maybe you always rush the third beat, and then create exercises tailored just for you to fix them.
And augmented reality, how would that even work?
AR could project, say, a fingering chart directly onto your piano keys or guitar neck. It would be like a glowing guide showing you exactly where to put your fingers next, in real time.
So what does this all mean for someone starting today? It seems like these innovations are just making high-quality music education accessible to basically anyone, anywhere.
It's an incredible time to start learning. And just remember, every expert you look up to started exactly where you are. Mistakes aren't failures, they're just data. They tell you what you need to work on next.
That's the perfect way to think about it. Music is this powerful, universal language, and the focus and discipline you learn from it are skills that will help you in every other part of your life. With the right online tools and a little bit of effort, becoming a musician is more possible now than ever before.
Good luck with your studies.
See you next time.